You are taking a thought, invisible, weightless, existing only inside your skull, and you are transferring it directly into another mind. Right now, you are doing something no other animal on this planet can fully do. That is what language is. But for most of human history, that wasn't possible. Not even close. Modern humans have existed for roughly 300,000 years. Complex spoken language, the kind with grammar and syntax and the ability to describe things that don't exist yet, is probably no older than 100,000 years. Maybe less. That means for at least 200,000 years your ancestors were fully human. Same body, same brain size, same eyes watching the same stars. And they had almost no way to tell each other what they were thinking. So what did they do? How did they survive? How did they love each other, warn each other, pass anything down? The answer is stranger and more profound than most people ever stop to consider. Let's start with what they actually had, because silence is the wrong picture. Pre-language humans were not quiet. They were loud. They had calls, grunts, tonal sounds that carried emotional weight, alarm signals that meant predator, sounds that meant food, expressions that meant stay close. Primates do this today. Vervet monkeys have distinct alarm calls for eagles versus snakes versus leopards. Each one triggers a completely different response in the group. That is not language, but it is communication. And your ancestors had a version of this that was almost certainly more sophisticated than anything alive today. But here is where it gets interesting. Before language, the primary way humans transferred information was through the body. Watch me. That was the entire curriculum. Archaeologists studying early stone tool sites have found something remarkable. The oldest tools, dating back nearly 2.5 million years, appear in clusters, not scattered. Clusters, which means someone was sitting down with someone else and showing them how to do it. Teaching without words. Think about what that requires. You have to hold attention. You have to demonstrate sequence. You have to somehow communicate when the student gets it wrong. And you have to do all of it without a single sentence. Researchers at the University of St. Andrews ran an experiment where they asked participants to teach a specific knot-tying technique under 3 conditions: with language, with gesture only, with gesture and eye contact only. The groups without language took nearly 3 times as long, but they still learned. The body found a way. Your ancestors built an entire civilization on that. But there is something even deeper happening here. Something that language may have actually replaced rather than improved. In the 1990s, Italian neuroscientist Giacomo Rizzolatti discovered mirror neurons, cells in the brain that fire not just when you perform an action, but when you watch someone else perform it. Your brain, at the cellular level, simulates the experience of being them. Some researchers believe mirror neurons are the biological foundation of empathy, of imitation, of culture itself. And here is the part nobody talks about. Before language gave us the ability to describe our inner world, mirror neurons may have been the primary way humans understood each other. Not through words, through presence. You sat next to someone, you watched their face. Your brain ran their emotional state like a program inside your own nervous system. You didn't need them to tell you they were afraid. You felt it. You didn't need them to explain grief. Your body already knew. There is a reason that even today, with all the language we have, the most important moments of human connection are often wordless. The held hand, the look across a room, the silence that says everything. That wasn't a limitation of pre-language humans. That was their entire language. But how did they pass down knowledge across generations? How did anything survive without the ability to explain it? The answer is ritual. Long before spoken language, humans were performing repeated sequences of behavior. Burial practices dating back 300,000 years have been found in South Africa, in caves called Rising Star. Bodies placed in specific positions, deliberate, intentional, the same way, repeated across time. You cannot bury your dead the same way your grandfather did without some form of transmission, without someone standing over a body and guiding you through the sequence. That is culture. That is memory stored not in words but in action. And then there is something that appeared roughly 75,000 years ago. something that changed everything before language even fully arrived. Ochre, red pigment, ground and applied to surfaces, to bodies, to objects. No animal does this. No animal takes a substance from the earth and applies it to itself or its surroundings purely for meaning. That ochre was not practical. It did not make anyone warmer or safer or better fed. It meant something. And when something means something to a group of beings who cannot yet fully speak, that meaning has to live somewhere. It lived in the symbol, in the mark, in the color, in the shared recognition that this thing, this red line on this rock, means something that we all understand without saying a word. Language did not create meaning. Meaning came first. Language just gave it a faster vehicle. And here is the question that sits underneath all of this. If your ancestors lived for 200,000 years without complex language and still managed to survive ice ages, cross oceans, bury their dead, teach their children, and cover themselves in symbols that meant something to them, what does that say about what language actually is? Maybe it is not the thing that made us human. Maybe we were already human, already feeling, already connecting, already reaching towards something larger than survival. And language was just the moment we finally found a way to tell each other about it. We have been talking ever since, and we still haven't said everything we mean.